And now we've gone back to the military style of leadership, which is, you know, you've got a general at the top and you've got all the forces down below. Whereas now we've moved past that metaphor. We need to say, how can we partner? How can we expand? How can we grow together? And I think part of the problem with women's slow progress, with some of the articles that we're seeing, is that men are fearful of what do we have to give up. And women are fearful of what do we have to give into.
Yeah, I think so many women feel there's such a sacrifice. So what we need really in seeing more women staying in management is a whole culture change. I mean, here we've got the chief executive of the ANZ, what's he called, Mike
Smith.
Mike Smith, saying, he talks about radical change, really, you know, great reform, radical approaches. We have to think outside the box, and that involves creative feminine thinking rather than men thinking of the change.
Yeah.
We need to involve women in thinking about what do we do differently, and it does involve a culture change, doesn't it? About the whole nature of work, so that it's a more nourishing and compassionate workspace for women and men.
Yes.
Because the men aren't enjoying it, are they?
No. I think you used two key words. It's the notion of nourishment, which to me is quality of life, and compassion, which is to look at people in organisations as people, not as numbers, not as entities, not as something that we can just downsize so much percentage of an organisation. And the other thing about women, I think women have got an amazing ability to make one feel. Men can't make others feel, but women can. And I think that's going to be a revolutionary idea in terms of change.
That we can actually feel things.
And make men feel things. How can you make us feel, rather than just dealing with it as a piece of data?
This is what a lot of relationship coaches talk about, working with women, and say, how can I get my man to, understand my feelings?
Yes.
But if a man's cut off from his own feelings, he cannot understand and empathise with anybody else's feelings, his partners or anybody else. So we have to help men in the heart connection feel.
The heart connection, I think, for men is so important. I think you'd also reduce some of the heart attacks, the strokes, the Alzheimer's, the Parkinson's that men often experience, because you've got us to feel, you've made us feel. And I think that's the harmony between the two. I think maybe one ought to help the other think, and one else to help the other feel, and bring them together.
Great.
Heart and mind.
That's a perfect way to end.
Fantastic. Thank you, Gina.
Well, thank you.